Hello everybody, welcome to North and South again. The sound of the birdies in the background. So, let's see. Tonight, 101 and 96. Oh, fine fellows, look at this. Fantastic. Let's have a look round. There's Ulysses Grant. And here, moving out, Matthew Ferguson from Michigan. Leading his line over here. We have the 32nd, there's Minty at the back. And of course, look at this, the cavalry, the Confederate cavalry. Don't they look fantastic? Oh, look at this. Who's these fellows? There's John Doe, also from the 32nd. Who's this fellow? There's Wolfus. And cannons being set up for the 1st ME. So, who are these guys over here? What are they up to? The 20th ME, Private Bam. And there, of course, Major Dagon, that fine face, pipe and sideboard. Look at that. Oh dear. J-Man has just managed to stab himself in the head. So he has fallen off the server. As the cavalry moves out, let's get an idea of what's going on this lovely map. Quite a flat map, I have to say. Looks like they're going to be pushing in towards that house. Let's see. Okay. So, here farmstead, barn, 2 houses, and the Union Army making their way down the main road by the looks of it. Now. Let's see. Here are the Union forces. There's Fredo from the 72nd. Moving out, Volunteer Noodles. Charmley Warner, musician of note. Frontal Assault, Hipster Rich. And John Unite at the rear. So, let's see what's going on with the rest of them. Find out who these fellows are. There's William Sherman. There's Lucky Luke from the 9th New Jersey. Corporal Executor also, so the 9th New Jersey moving out. Let's see who these fellows are. There he is, Mr. Bellyfort. Fine moustache on Monsieur Bellyfort tonight. There's Donny as well. There's Swedish Mercenary. Hottle, of course, holding the flag for the Rhode Islanders. We'd expect nothing less. And there's the man himself. So, Cannonball taking down Captain Ryan. And you can see that the 32nd Massachusetts have got into a punch-up. Here also, more Army members. General McNuggets from Wisconsin with Irving McDowell, his Staff Lieutenant. And, oh, look at this, Staff Lieutenant Bumblebonts, the Bumble himself. So, let's go and find out what's going on, because it looks like the Union forces are pushing up onto this housing area quite aggressively. And you can see that they're making use of the stone wall and pushing in towards the house. As Hinkle gets killed already. Fantastic. Man Bear Pig also going down. And you can see here the Confederate State Army moving in, trying to make their way past this fence. Gives them plenty of cover. There's Onpuff in there as well. Purple Cow. And there's Wolfus, of course. And Colour Sergeant Malgrim. And you can see here more slicey goodness occurring out there on the battlefield. Obviously part of the problem we always have with these casts is you can't see everything. Here are the Union forces, the 72nd, Ludwig, and there's Magna as well being taken down. Diddles remains alive. They have not de-diddled the diddles, which is a good thing. And you can see now the Union forces continuing to push up against this particular homestead. But if you look around on the right-hand side, the Confederate State Army is on an outflanking, and it is the 32nd Massachusetts. And there, of course, is Nitek. Look at him. Doesn't he look lovely? That fine German helm, checking through his binocs. There's no battle bush tonight, unfortunately, for Nitek, which is a shame. We would love to see the battle bush. And here is Hanor, or Hananor, and you can see these guys doing their best to try and shoot back against the enemy. They've got him in and out flanking. Ow! Private Shaker with a fine kill onto Captain Guru Dennis. He's taken down. And Barbaneth, oh no, Barbaneth's been taken down by an attack from the 3rd US. That's not going to look good. As you can see here, Swedish Mercenary also finished off. Zango has finished off as well. And that's not looking good for the Rhode Islanders. They suffered really badly where they were locating, trying to defend that fence, as you can see. Plenty of corpses all over the place. As Fassius Farnsworth and Hottle get finished off by this attack from the 3rd US. And the 3rd US doing a fantastic job. As we move over here, oh, look at that. Looks like Commanding Officer Staff Captain Hadley manages to lose his horse. And the Union Army, Staurog, last of the Union Army there, taken down. And the flags still remain in the control. And let's see who's down here. As Bats gets murdered. Chiller also in there. Ow! Recruit Yoshi, who was trying to reload. Unfortunately, doesn't need to reload anymore. And there we go. This is not looking good for the Union forces. There is Corporal Deffer trying to defend himself and being stabbed to death brutally. Let's see. William Crow, recruit from Connecticut, deciding to cheese it away. Now, let's see who's this gentleman. There's Bumblebonts, and there's Hawks, so we might be seeing a move. Let's see if we can find out what's going on. As you can see, more fights occurring in the open field area. So, William Crow. Now, you can see that they are trying to... Oh, look at this. There we go. The Rogan sharpshooters from the 72nd making their way across the field. Let's see what's going on over here as Donny, last of the Rhode Islanders, gets taken down. OMG Potatoes is also dead, although he was General OMG Potatoes last week, and now he's been demoted back to Colonel. So, poor old OMG Potatoes. And now let's check as the 32nd Massachusetts, well drilled as always. The behemoth that is the 32nd Massachusetts. And there's Legolas at the rear. As Combustible Monkey, oh, glorious name, from the 20th Maine, gets taken down, and Hobo Hob takes down George Hamilton from Michigan. So, here is the 32nd Massachusetts, making their way across the open field towards the artillery. Oh dear. And now you can see also Michigan getting into a stand-up fight with the artillery. Look at these lovely fellows making their way across the open field. Under fire from all directions, making their way up towards the artillery hill. As poor old Knuckles lost connection. Dear oh dear. Poor Knuckles. He will return for the next round, however. So, let's see. The Cannoneers. There's Bam. And there's Pol Pot. Private Eric. And Colonel Spears. Look at these fellows. Don't they look wonderful? And Mercenary Maxwell. As now we can see over on the fields, lots more mass murder and general fun and games. As you can see, there goes Argo, taken down by Haga, and these guys making use of these fence covering, but they're in a difficult position. They're being attacked from one side and attacked from another, and this is going to be a problem for them. It is the 32nd Massachusetts. There is Private Mr. Fishy and Thomas Beale, and you can see these guys pushing in. They've decided to pull back a little bit, maybe, just as they're coming under serious sustained fire. But these guys in the middle, not looking good as Lieutenant Colonel Spears gets taken out. Over here you can see Sloan and Cherubale. These guys now moving out. Who's the colour holder? There's Bumblebonts, who I think just got hit as Dagon gets shot without a cannonball for a change, which is almost unheard of for Dagon. He is the attractor of all things cannonballish. As there we go, more fire coming in as these guys get attacked by these members of the Confederate state. The 32nd Massachusetts now moving up, and there's James Hall, Staff Lieutenant, out with the pistol, looking to try and do some damage. As now you can see Sir Crank, and they have literally been forced back very quickly, so that push across the open pathway did not succeed for them. So let's see. Okay, let's just say. Okay. Recruit awkward. Or awkward, we'll say. Okay. So let's just see what's going on as these guys, let's check numbers, 30 and 14. So right now the Union are on the back foot. Let's just wait and see. Here is Ludwig, the 72nd, and the Pennsylvania fine fellows of the Rogan sharpshooters. And that's probably Mr. Bumblebonts. Yes, it is. So let's see what is going on, because now you can see the Confederate State Army is crossing the road. This is going to be dangerous for them because they could come under fire quite significantly from the Union forces, but they are going for an outflanking maneuver onto their enemy. So you can see the likes of Arctic there from the 32nd Massachusetts now moving up. As a result of that, the Union forces are going to have to back up almost immediately, and it looks like there's T. Dunker and there is Irving McDowell, and they're using horses for cover, which is always going to be a good idea. And now the Union is on the run with Jordan V from the Rogan sharpshooters leading the way. Oh heavens, look at this, the amount of death that has occurred around this particular area. And it's fair to say that the Union forces are now on the run, as Bumblebonts manages to get a fine kill onto Ardilax from the 32nd Massachusetts, but he's going to have to start cheesing it pretty quickly. And down goes Bumblebonts. He didn't cheese it quick enough, as Swift Wisp takes him down as Irving McDowell decides to run. That's what's good about these rifles. They are quite accurate for quite some distance. So poor old Bumblebont shot in the bottom, or may have been shot in the bonts, I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see what happens as down goes another member of the Union forces, and the Confederate state continue to push them back. So the Confederate State Army continuing to push against the Union Army. Now the trouble is these guys... Oh, cannonball! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. And, oh, a fine shot from Paradox into Minty. Poor recruit Minty is no more. As more... Yes, use that horse as cover. That'll work. So, let's see. As the Union Army continues to hold out at the top of this hill. But they don't really have any cover. Oh, Private Johnson, more fire coming in from New Jersey, and also the Rogan sharpshooters. Oh, Double Fish is going for an outflanking maneuver, and Jordan V finding him and drilling him very quickly. As Jordan V then gets killed. As you can see over here on the side, there's Hager taking down Matty C. 1998. Oh, sorry, correction, Casa. And now you can see them getting into a little bit of a melee fun and games. And this is going to be pretty much the last moments of the Union. There we go. So, on to round number 2, ladies and gentlemen. And we return for round number 2, as you can see here. The Union Army, the forces moving out, Old Glory flying, and a little bit of horse punching in the background. Of course, you'd expect nothing less from North and South. Horse assassination is kind of standard fare. And there's Zango. And there's Smithy waiting to move out. Oh dear, Recruit Knuckles has got the wrong class. Whoops-a-daisy. Oh dear me. So, let's find out who's moving out from the Union forces. There's Major General William Sherman. Mr. Moose, of course. The Battle Moose. The Moose of War. There's Irving McDowell, sorry. Bumblebonts. And at the back, Brigadier General McNuggets. So. Hip hip huzzah indeed. Now, the Confederate State Army. You're probably going to see, yep, there we go, directly opposite them, down this major road, even though it's not paved in any way, it is a kind of... A Dark Thunder wants to shout out to his cat. Okay. So we have shouted out to Dark Thunder's cat. Because everyone knows the appeal of pussy on the internet. Anyway, let's just find out what's going on, as Ulysses S. Grant appears to be moving up. With in tow Mikhail, and so those guys are looking as the advanced scouts for the enemy, which they know is coming towards them. Confederate State Cavalry is moving up along with these fine fellows, colours flying high. Major Hugo from the 32nd Massachusetts. Oh, look at this, double battle bushes. Oh, you've never seen this in North and South. Two developers side by side, Hinkle and Nitec. Look at that. Double battle bush, ladies and gentlemen. Double battle bush. And the smallest knife ever in the history of the universe. And there, of course, Nitec, who we've not seen for some time and is always a pleasure to see. So, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. A special event with double the bush. Yeah, we're back to that whole puss in the internet thing, aren't we? Anyway... Let's just find out what's going on. As you can see, a little bit of circling being done by the horses. And the Union Army looks like they're moving up pretty hard on the right flank in towards this particular area. Now, let's just wait and see. As you can see them moving up pretty hard on the right flank at the same time as the Confederate State is moving up on the, their right flank. And it's going to become kind of like an army dozy-do at the moment from what I can see. There is still a selection of forces here. Oh, don't tell me Dagon's dead already. 4 dead. Let's see. No, he's not dead for a shame. Anyway, one thing to bear in mind, guys, when you are watching these videos, generally I don't respond to chat because I am moving the camera around and I don't have time, and I've got to keep an eye on everything that's going on because of all the action that occurs. And here is the Union firing back at the Confederate State, and you can see here these fences will only provide a certain amount of cover for you guys, and that's going to be a problem. So now you can see... So let's see, there's Podman. And there we see Girk taking down 2 members of the 32nd Massachusetts. Fine cannonball strike, may have gone through the wall possibly, I don't know. As Mr. Fishy has been gutted. And now the Union is continuing to take out the enemy. Oops-a-daisy on puff, killing Man Bear Pig, and Major Dagon is finished off. Now this is interesting, you can see here, over on the left flank you have more Union forces. And, no, sorry, Confederate forces, my apologies, and the double bush of developers. So, you can see both of these guys as the moose goes down. 1 dead moose, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be moose steaks later. And Seagurk again with more kills onto the enemy. As now you can see poor old William Crowe being murdered. And now it looks like the forces here are being outflanked. This is not looking good for them. There is the United States sharpshooters. There's Colonel Brutus. Doesn't he look fantastic? Oh, glorious. Absolutely lovely. Those fine uniforms. And there, of course, is Staff Lieutenant Bumblebonts. So, let's see what happens as these guys here are having trouble because of a pretty aggressive outflanking maneuver. Let's see. Now, Confederate State Army on the outflank as Andrew Jackson gets sliced down by what looks to be a sword from the cavalry, as I think that may be the Confederate State Cavalry. Let's go and have a look. As we move down towards the barn, here are the 1st Connecticut waiting. And yet more, there's Bumblebonts again. And let's see, as these guys from the Union Army are moving out. And look at that cannonball fire everywhere. Look at that bouncing cannonball. Now, who are these guys who are fleeing the scene? Oh, looks like a little bit of run and gun here. There's Stowrog from the Rhode Islanders. And who's that with him? It's Bellyfort. Oh my god, Bellyfort's not dead. Correction, he just got shot. And Ulysses S. Grant just took down William Sherman. So, a little bit of general on general action. And a fine stab. Barbaneth with a fine kill. Onto Michael Davis. And now it looks like Barbaneth's going to be... Oh, Barbaneth taking a bullet to the back. Very nasty indeed. And they're looking to run down the remainders of the 17th Michigan. And you can see these guys now getting into a fight with the Rhode Islanders. Bellyfort with a couple of nice kills. And Christian Rath being murdered. Oh dear, Diddles. 5th Major Diddles just killed Barbaneth. Oh dear. Barbaneth got diddled. Oh dear, never mind. And a little bit of fifing going on his body. 5th Major Diddles doing his duty. Let's move around and find out what's going on. As you can see here, this housing area and the farmstead is really becoming a central area for the battle between these two teams. As looks like Seagurk again with a kill onto Purple Cow. Fantastic cannoneering today. As you can see, Swedish internet too strong. Yep, that's a possibility. It always has been good. So, there is the 1st New Jersey Brigade, and you can see them in the process of trying to push back. But they are outflanked by the 3rd US. The 3rd US with a fantastic outflanking position. And you can see them under the command of Murdoch Crawford. And he's doing a good job of trying to take out this Union Army here. Double fishes. Oh dear, we've lost the double fish. As Zango manages to get a nice kill onto him with a bayonet stab. And let's see, 35-65. So it's still all to play for, but the Confederate State is definitely at a disadvantage. Oh, a cannonball into Nitek. Oh, heavens above. Nitek. Oh, what a fantastic return to North and South. I'm sorry, Nitek, it's not funny and I shouldn't be laughing. Oh dear. All we need to do now is get Hinkle with a cannonball, and then it's like, it's the double. Doesn't get any better than that. I'll probably retire from the internet because that's it. Won't get any better. Ah, who's this in this fine homestead? And there's Matty C from the Rogan Sharpshooters. And that looks to be Staff Lieutenant Bumblebonts. So, the Confederate States definitely at the disadvantage, outmanned or outgunned by 2-to-1 factor. And these guys now getting into a little bit of a slice and dice situation. As there we go, we're looking at Private Charles. Here is the 17th Michigan, and they are now backing up, and there is somebody in their pursuit. It's Rockefeller. So... oh dear. So, let's look at that numbers. Still consistent for the Union. The Union definitely had the advantage. As Guru Dennis, oh wow. Guru Dennis gets a shot, not a shotgun, a canister shot in the face. Fantastic stuff going on. Let's see if we can find out what's going on. There we go. We're at the artillery now. And now you can see the battle going on between the artillery. There's Creed taking down one member. And the Union Army is really in trouble here, as they have got a fight on their hands. That's Faceman. He's trying to defend himself. Oh, look at that fine saber slice and a blocked saber. And another kill from Private Faceman, or Corporal Faceman, from the 1st Artillery. And another kill. But he just took a bullet there. That was nasty goings on. As you can see here, they're going after the remaining members of the Confederate State Army. There's Herr Alois from the 32nd Massachusetts. Who's this fellow over here? Swift Wisp. He's looking for an opportunity. Oh, he missed. And now you can see them trying to take down the artillery. And it looks like they've actually managed to not succeed in taking down the enemy artillery. So that attack onto the enemy artillery was unsuccessful for the Confederate State Army. And that's going to be a problem for them, because now the Confederate State has literally thrown most of their people into that attack and is not looking good for them. However, Haldane is going in after the last of the artillerymen who are fighting back. Oh, fine stab into Swift Wisp. As now you can see here. Sorry, not a correction, into Panda P. And now you can see him backing off. They want to try and keep one of those artillerymen if they possibly can. As Wink Wink takes down Mercenary Logan. He's going to hide behind the horse. Oh, look, he's going for the team kill, maybe. Trying to force the team kill between these two guys. As there we go. That's exactly what he did into Private Knight. And finally, Blue Spark takes down Haldane. So, let's look around to find out what's going on. As who is that? That is Private Bats. As Wink Wink has been horribly murdered again. Recruit Banana, who's looking not even remotely yellow today. And there's Recruit Death Vader and Private Shaker. So, let's see if we can figure out what's going on. Because there is... Oh, God, there's one member of the Confederate State? Oh, God. This is not going to go well for them. Oh, it's Hinkle. Oh, really? It's Hinkle? Oh, God damn it. It's bloomin' Hinkle. This is going to be interesting. And Pina Colada wants a shout out to his testimonial. So, here's Hinkle hiding after the brutal murder of his team, of his fellow dev, Nitek. And there we go. Blue Spark murders Hinkle. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're on to the next turn. The next round. And so we return for the next round. Hinkle, you Dummkopf. Oh dear. General Nuggets moving out. And so we're back at the Union Army spawn, as you can see. Let's see if we can move around and see the Confederate Army spawn. Yes, we can. Look at these fellows. Here, the Confederate State Army. This could be the 32nd. Yes, it is. Wow, got it right first time. Who would have guessed it? Look at these fellows moving out. Who's this on the edge? Captain Guru Dennis. And following up at the rear. And there's Murdoch Crawford from the 3rd US. And Broom from the 32nd as well. Private Ranger at the back. Oh dear, and Antonanzas has just been slain by a teammate. Oh dearie me. So, last time in the last round there was a mass battle over this farmstead in the centre, down on the left hand side of the main road. So, probably going to see a similar sort of occurrence. You do have cavalry over on the far right hand flank. I'm guessing that's Confederate State Cavalry. As Knuckles wants to shout out again, you've already had 3. So that means you've now hit your quota, and you won't get any for the next 3 broadcasts, I'm sorry. So, you can't have too many. So, let's see. Here are the Confederate State Cavalry. Moving out. And it looks like they might be running into the Union Cavalry, but the Union Cavalry now backing off a little bit. Because they don't want to get into an engagement. Let's see. A little bit of a chess game going on here between the cavalries. So the Confederate State Cavalry moving back. The Union Army continuing to move up the main road and into the main area. The cannons setting up near the spawn. And here we see a fine shot by OMG Potatoes into Mikhail Davis. And there we go. The battle is commencing at the farmstead, ladies and gentlemen. Major Hugo also taken down as these guys rushing to get into good positions. And unfortunately for them, they didn't get as far there as quickly as they would have liked, and the Union took them under fire. Bear in mind that the Confederate States had further to go, so the Union were able to set up first. And you can see here, Union Army on the right side, but these guys... Oh no! No, not the Diddles! Oh, the Diddles has been murdered. The Diddles is gone. Oh, poor Diddles. As now you can see Confederate State outflanking maneuver here. And now the Union are going to get pushed back. Dear oh dear. As now you can see here more cannonballs coming in. G-Knight taking down Alexander Smith from Michigan. And this is going to be a problem now for these Union troops. They are literally penned in. You've got Confederate State forces on the right-hand side engaging them. You do have what looks to be the Union Army Command Staff on the left, or the right, sorry. Always good when I can't tell my left from right. As, oh dear, Swedish mercenaries just shot himself in the head. And now you can see here that the United States sharpshooters are going up against these guys. Now, Herr Elwar from the 32nd Massachusetts. And look at these guys, all their defensive positions. They're in good, solid positions. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens. As now you can see, continuing to fire. But, ow! There is the 17th Michigan. Also, Norman MacDonald behind a tree from Michigan. As Zango manages to catch a cannonball. Catch a cannonball. And Major Bale saying, I found you, Bellyfort. Yes, indeed, he has. So he's killed Zango, which is one of his teammates, or regiment mates. And so it's probably only a matter of time before Bellyfort catches that cannonball. And down goes Hinkle already. Poor Hinkle, killed very quickly. At least he won't be around for... he won't be around for a little while. And you can see the fire continuing, the battle continuing over this farmstead. And it's difficult to say who has the advantage right now. I think the Union forces are under quite severe pressure from both flanks. You can see here the likes of, there's Chadtopia from the 1st New Jersey Brigade. And these guys are really starting to be in danger of losing their cover. As Recruit Banana is finished off. Recruit Banana is no more. He has been peeled. And you can see here, look at this very aggressive play. As now Corporal Demon is having to dodge left and right. And this is where it's going to get nasty. Major Hammer going in with a stab as well. And there we go. Minty being finished off by OMG Potatoes. And there is OMG Potatoes in the middle. Ouch! Oh dear. Wackwood has taken him down, or Awkward has taken him down. So, a circling commander. And a bad crash. So, Pain Mace also being finished off. 69 versus 70. So it's still very even as the 20th Michigan, or Maine, sorry, with Major Dagon there. Brigadier General John Price is sniffing around, looking for an opportunity. As now, let's see who these Union forces are. It's the Rhode Islanders. Oh, a fine outflanking manoeuvre by the Rhode Islanders. Whoops-a-daisy. Someone caught a bullet nastily there. As there's Gurkschlitt, there's Donny. Stauwog, of course. And Hottel. Who's that? PFC Basic. Oh, down goes Gurkschlitt. Oh, dear. And Bellyfort gets taken down as well. And Barbaneth still remaining alive. There's Smithy. And it looks like Barbaneth is trying to take down, or at least deal with some of the problems, because they're getting a lot of fire coming in from the Confederate State forces as the United States... Oh, Colonel Brutus has just been murdered by one of the Rogan sharpshooters. Whoops-a-daisy. Captain Guru Dennis murdered as well. And here you can see the melee occurring in the centre. Onpuff stabbed in the gizzards. Haldane also finished off. And now you can see the Rhode Islanders getting involved as well for a bit of stabby goodness. Down goes Manbear Pig. Skent takes down Barbaneth. And now you can see Major Dagon gets shot in the head. Well, you know, makes a change from the cannonball. And there's Ulysses Grant. And there's PFC Basic holding the colours bravely. Still surviving. Sorry, Basic. You got killed by the General as in moves the Confederate State Cavalry to mop up the remaining Union members. Ouch. This is not looking good for this fellow. And down goes Stauwog. Not looking good at all. So, let's have a look. 43-46. So, that was a good play by the Confederate States, but they still have a significant number of the enemy to deal with. Now, whether or not they're actually going to go for an attack on these Union forces here, as you can see, Captain Cato, 1st New Jersey, and they're obviously 7th New Jersey there, from 1st New Jersey Brigade, and Corporal Deffer in there as well. So you can see now that the Confederate State Cavalry is sniffing around looking for an opportunity, and it looks like a bit of cavalry on cavalry action as Sassy and Rockefeller have just lost their horses, and now they're going to be trying to fight against the enemy. And Rockefeller gets barged to the floor. He manages to get up very quickly, and he's now in the process of being circled like buzzards above him. Very nasty. He's going to go in for a horse. He does. Grand Theft Horsey there by Rockefeller. His wife, apparently Diddle's wife, forgot to say hello. So it's, yeah, it's the 14th of February and you're playing the North and South Diddles. It's just, wow. That's commitment, ladies and gentlemen. There's more coming in. More battles, more murder. There's Private Dodo. No, the Dodos are not extinct. And there's Ray Allen looking to defend himself. Watch out! Oh, barged to the floor. And then stabbed repeatedly by the man who was chasing him. And Bumble Bonts also finished off as well. Not looking good as the cavalry is getting into its famous dozy-do. But the Union forces remain with William Crowe. Whoops-a-daisy. Look at this. 31 and 31. All to play for as Brigadier General Price gets taken down by the Dodo. Here is the Michigans. There's Basic, Norman MacDonald and John Reed. They are determined. They're taking their time. All they've got to do is wait for an opportunity. There's Corporal Deffer. Looking very nicely. Ow! As Yoshia gets taken down by Mikhail. Fine shot. Corporal Deffer managing to catch a bullet. That's what wearing a white hat does for you there, Deffer. Sorry. And you can see more fire coming in. And now, led by Corporal Templar, they're going to start moving up. They don't have bayonets on. And here are the members of the Michigan. And the 17th Michigan are going to stand and fight maybe. Puts on the bayonet. Does he get it in time? Oh, it looks like he's going in for a stab and a gun. Let's see what's going on. Oh, he goes for the kick, but unfortunately wasn't in the right place. So John Reed goes down. Norman MacDonald also gets finished off. Private Beast. So the Michigans, they managed to claim a few. Oh, look at this. It's Nitek with the smallest sword in the world. And Nitek gets a kill. Nitek has killed him with the smallest sword ever in the history of North and South. The famous developer toothpick. Yeah. There we go. The developer toothpick, ladies and gentlemen. He's going in. He's killed one. Oh, look at that. Destiny gets killed by Nitek until Nitek finally gets taken down. Nitek is no more. The battle bush has fallen. 26-24. Wolfers from the 32nd Massachusetts. Still a sizable number of forces. So they will be a force to be reckoned with. Michael Miller finished off from the 3rd US. And over here, let's see. Who is this fellow? Mercenary Maxwell from the 20th. Now, who is on the hill? Who are these fine fellows on the hill? Diddles has lost everyone as the 2nd Connecticut continue to fire back. There's Recruit Deathy as well. And you can see more fire coming into these guys as they will be taking cover and probably backing up. Now, the trouble is you can see these are the dismounted cavalry.
Dirty rats!
And there's Deathy, obviously. Let's see. More flaggy goings on here. Mikhail. As there is mercenary Robin Rubin. John Davison. And the Confederate state. Broom 2. Now, what I am not seeing is an attack onto the artillery as of yet. So, let's see what's going on with the artillery section here. Ulysses Grant shot in the head by a recruit. Ouch indeed. Robin Rubin finished off by G-Knight. And so here, the fine artilleryman. There's G-Knight, of course, working together with him. There we go. Artillery continues. Oh, what's going on? Tiramisu. Shooting at a random person. You can see the puffs of smoke in the distance. So right now, the Union artillery is in a very strong position. They only have 19 people, of which, let's see, about 12 of them are here. So, let's move away from these guys as we follow up with Wolfers from the 32nd Massachusetts. The Confederate State Army is making their way towards Artillery Hill. With Double A checking through his spyglasses. You don't spyglass, you don't binoc and drive. God's sake, Double A, you're gonna get killed. You're probably gonna get cannonball. And there's Thomas Beale from the 3rd US. So, let's see. Army's moving up. There's Major Bale. Here is Ryan. The cannon continuing to sound its very, very nasty report. And you can see the odd shot coming in from the defenders. So it looks like they're trying to take out the approaching enemy by Major Bale. They'll be dodging left and right, and yep, here comes everyone. Huzzah indeed, and they go in. Are they going to go in for... Ouch! There's Tiramisu with a fine shot onto Bale. Cassius Farnsworth also gets taken down. Poor old Professor Farnsworth. Well, this was in the early days when he was Private Farnsworth. And there we go. John Davison, Forge Jack, taken down with canister shot from G-Knight. And now the battle of Artillery Hill continues. And you can see here, it's not looking good. Thomas Beale taken down. What's going on in the... What is going... Oh, dear God. It's not going to go well for these guys. Yep, there we go. The fence cover is gone. And the murdering begins. Yep, that's what happens. Oh, dear. The poor... Those poor men. They got absolutely butchered. As you can see, tents do not provide you with a lot of cover. So, G-Knight remains alive. There's Wink Wink. Trying to get a kill. And more stabby goodness occurring. Oh, fine kill into Maxwell from Coulter. As one of the horses gets taken down. Flamos also murdered as well. There's Bam getting into a fight. Oh, fine turn and kill from Bam there. And let's see, 3 and 4. Ow, down goes Wink Wink. This could be it for Wink Wink. He could be no more. But also supporting him is recruit Deathy, who does a lovely slice and dice. John Unai goes down, and Purple Cow gets finished off. 1 versus 2, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, a fine kill by Broom into Deathy. Oh, look at that. A fine sword slice. Let's see. Nice block. Oh, this could be difficult. 1v1, ladies and gentlemen. 1v1 going on right now. Can you call in the UAV? No. No. Look at this. And there we have it. A fine kill by Mr. Wink Wink. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a good game. And we'll go on to a map change. Ooh. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we are on the last round. Now, for those of you who are wondering, this is Gettysburg Day 1 map. Now, let's see what happens. So, we have the wooden bridge in the centre. Good houses nearby. Probably can't be entered. There is a homestead on the opposing side, farmsteads as well. And they probably won't be able to hide in these buildings. So, let's see. Here, Brigadier General McNuggets, checking through his binocs, along with Major General William Sherman, and of course, the mighty Moose of War. Now, coming across the bridge, Union forces. Major Hugo leading the 32nd Massachusetts in double line. Following in behind them, who is this? There's Wolfus also with another line of 32nd Massachusetts, along with Purple Cow, President Hinkle, and Nitek. Don't they look lovely?
Move it! Move! Move! Move it! Move!
Oh God, apples! This is why you don't trust a president who throws apples. He's going for a long distance kill. Completely ridiculous. And the murder has begun with a fine kill into Faustus. Ow! Oh, Alexander Smith and Wink Wink taken down almost immediately from that long distance fire coming in to that house. And there you go, you see Major Bale finished off by Marissi from the cavalry. And these were the guys that killed the people moving into the building. Good long-distance shots coming in from those guys. Mikhail Davis, you've also got the Confederate state. There's Deffer. They're moving up. And this is a good spread by the Confederate State Army. You can see they've got forces in the middle, forces on the left, and forces on the right. So I think it's fair to say that the advantage goes to the Confederate State right now. And let's see. As now you can see more cavalry. They're wheeling around and moving over. So the Connecticut cavalry there. Along with, there's Mr. Faggy J. Great name. Just, yeah, whatever. And there is Pina Colada. Getting back onto his mount as the Grey Knight gets finished off. Now, let's see if we can find out what's going on. Here is Johnny Reb from the 32nd. Now Murdoch Crawford moves out from the US, pushing against the Confederate State Army. Beast gets shot very quickly by Donny. And now you can see them, the Confederate State Army, being pushed back by the members of the Union forces. General McNuggets moving back with his army. Rockefeller gets taken down by Deathy from the Connecticut. And you can see here other members of the Confederate State. There is, of course, the 17th New Jersey from the 1st New Jersey Brigade, looking to give covering fire to their army friends. Now, over on the left-hand side, under the watchful eye of Staff Lieutenant Bumblebonts, we have the Rogan sharpshooters from the 72nd. Look at that. Volunteer Noodles. And there is Barbaneth. There's Zango. And all the other members. Mercenary Monty of the Rhode Islanders. Oh, look at that. Rifle fire going on. Fantastic stuff. There's Gertschlet. There's Staurog. There's Donny. And there's Hottle at the end. So a fine turnout from the Rhode Islanders. Don't they look lovely? And there's Smithy in there as well. And Barbaneth dealing with a few technical problems. Basically recruit Zango. So, nothing like a little bit of army-based discipline in the field. Oh, this is interesting. Interesting. So, jumping over. Oh. Here are... Now, the thing is, it can be a little bit confusing sometimes. Some of the uniforms are grey, some of the uniforms are blue, and sometimes it can get a little bit confusing. But this is at that certain period where not everything was that. There's Donny. Who are indeed. Over on the far side, there's Bellyfort looking for trouble. I'm probably going to find it. Usually a cannonball. Let's see. So this is the house that they've managed to get into. And they are defending it. Who are they? They are the 17th Michigan. Mr. Goldberg. Oh dear, the moose has been murdered. We've lost the moose. And General McNuggets also shot by Purple Cow as well. Marissi taken down by Earhart. Let's see, as we're looking at a charge into the artillery here by the 1st United States Sharpshooters. Fine fellows, and the 32nd Massachusetts. And they've got those guys on the run. So the artillery section, including the tent in a tree. Lovely stuff going on there. And the fire continues as these guys are being chased down across the battlefield. William Sherman gets taken down by Corporal Titus. And now this is going to be a complete rout here by the members of the Confederate State Army. And this is going to be a problem for them because now they're going to have to find a defensive position. That means they can shoot back as Barbaneth gets shot by Nitek. And the president has been murdered horribly. So let's see what's going on. As here are the Rogan sharpshooters. There's Bumblebonts continuing. On Puff managing to catch a bullet as well. And let's see what's going on as these guys are defending to the hilt. There's Moga Wolf. And there's Hobo Hob. Ah, there we go. He's managed to make it through. And he's now stuck outside. So, let's have a look at the difference now. 43 and 41. So, the Confederate State Army has an advantage, but only by a short amount. United States sharpshooters moving up. Colonel Brutus there. Who is this fellow? There's Krasak looking fine in the green uniform. Now, let's see if we can find out what's going on, because these guys... Oh, fine shot into Corporal Titus from Executor, living up to his name. Probably one of these guys. There's Bats. There's Chiller. There's Desert. Is this Executor? No, Cherubale. So these Confederate State Army, and they're keeping the flag, the colours low, to obviously hide their general location. Hawks. And down goes Death Vader. Now it looks like they've taken too many losses, so the Union forces are now moving back, dodging left and right, as you can see, and moving up towards the Staff Lieutenant James Hall and Ulysses Grant as well, who manages to pick himself up a rifle, so he can fire back if he needs to. Now, over here on the left-hand side by the barn, we can see additional Union Army making use of this lowered section of the road from 32nd Massachusetts, using the cover to try and shoot back against the enemy. Now, whether or not they're going to try and move out as Daniel Earhart gets taken down, Moga Wolf also shot by Checkerman, and now we're going to see if they can actually make their way over here. Now, if they're going to try and do it, they're going to try and sneak around the back, but it's an open field, their enemy is behind cover, and it will be a tricky ask for them. Now, let's see. Hobo Hob. And the Confederate State Army continues to defend this to the hilt. Fantastic job of defending these guys have done. Now, let's move over to here and check to see what's going on, because yet more Confederate State forces are moving out. And it looks like the 72nd Pennsylvania are moving out under the command of Fredo. And so they will be looking probably to move down this dry riverbed and take an outflanking position against the enemy. So it means they're probably going to try and get to this point here and go in for an ambush onto the generals. But it's not looking good, because it may be that the generals have spotted them. Single man moves out. And there you go, they decide to stop at that location and engage the enemy from there. And that is a definite ability to hit at that distance. These rifles do have that kind of ability. But as a result of that, the Union forces have moved away. And there's James Hall continue to look through his binocs. Now, the members of the 32nd Massachusetts are waiting for the inevitable push, as Recruit Monty, or Mercenary Monty, gets taken down by John Doe. And these guys here from the Confederate State Army continue to try and push the advantage. The Rogan sharpshooters, hopefully living up to their name. And Bumblebonts moving in as well. Trying to give them a little bit of help and guidance as to where to find their enemy. As Chiller manages to shoot himself in the forehead. Quite impressively, we don't know how. So, a bit of a standoff at the moment, 34-34. The Union with yet more members over by the barn. And these guys doing an absolutely fantastic job of holding this position and holding the enemy back. So there's Bats from the New Jersey. And there's obviously Executor from the 9th New Jersey. There we go, the fine 9th New Jersey. Aren't they doing fantastically good job of... And the 7th New Jersey in there as well, doing a fantastically good job of defending this position. Now, we'll see what happens, because now they're starting to move out. The problem that occurs is the fact that now they're moving. It means that this particular area here is susceptible to being pushed. So, it could end up with a situation where they get outflanked and they've lost their colorsman. And you can see the puffs of smoke that are coming. It looks like there's already a Union outflank in progress as we fly through the trees to go and have a look. There we go. It's the 32nd Massachusetts. They're moving up as well, along with other members of the Union forces on this outflanking manoeuvre, as poor old Rhodey 00 gets taken out by a fine long-distance shot from Destiny. It was his destiny to catch that bullet, yeah, I know. And now you can see these guys are going to be in a tricky position. Now, they may be in luck because the Union forces that were at that barn have now moved away from that location. But the problem is now that these Union forces are going to have is these guys from the Pennsylvania, the Rogan sharpshooters and the 72nd are going to move up behind them and put them in a hurt locker, as the American term would go. So, Cherubale being finished off by the United States sharpshooters. And so we shall watch here if they have seen them. I think it's fair to say they have. And there we go. There's Ulysses Grant making a run for it. He sees the enemy coming. And these guys are not pushing that far. They're not being too aggressive. Trying to make use of the cover that the ground gives them. And it's 30 versus 31. So it's still all to play for. And these guys really getting into a stand-up battle now. This is where, obviously, it has been going on for 15 minutes. This could be the situation where people... And, whoops-a-daisy. Recruit Mulworth has just taken down the colonel. Poor old OMG potatoes. And now, this is where the net is closing around the Union forces. Confederate state from one side, Confederate state from the middle, Confederate state from the opposing side. And this is going to be nasty for them. Freestyle takes down Volunteer. Sorry, Captain Guru Dennis. These guys making use of the trees. Malgrim. A high attrition battle, I think it's fair to say. The odd kill every now and then. We'll have to wait and see. But still the battles are continuing. Still the kills continue. And it looks like we've got some bayonet-y fun going on out there in the field. Let's see if we can find it. We may have unfortunately missed it. Let's see. Captain Cato gets finished off. Broom 2 also finished off. There's T. Dunker. And now, this could go on for a while. So it's melee only, ladies and gentlemen. No more shooting. Both sides charge. And here we go. In come. And look at this, 25 and 24, so it's all equal. The war cries of both sides. And Black Angel is the first to go down. Another one from the USSS. Staurog with a double kill. Bumblebonts managing to catch a bayonet. There's no more shooty pow pow. Pew pew. Good stuff. Painmace finished off as well. And a kill. A teammate kill there by Staurog. Getting carried away with his bayonet. Recruit Panda. No, you can't kill pandas. Pandas are endangered. Well, they're more endangered now. And now you can see here Ardenlax running. Oh, fine rifle butt there. Oh, fantastic. Paradox getting a butt to the face. As Noodle gets taken down as well. Executor also finished off. Let's see if we can find out what's going on. As who is left? 4 and 5. As there we go. Down goes Marja. Who's this fellow is running? There's Master of Arts following in. It's Hobo Hob. He's asking for help. There we go. Reinforcements, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the 5 remaining against the 4 remaining. So Confederate reinforcements as Hobo Hob gets the help he's after. Who's this over on the side here? It's Hobo Hob with his sabre. And down goes Purple Cow, courtesy of Private Charles. And down goes Private Charles, courtesy of Podman. Master of Arts finished off by Captain Rogan. Now, let's see. There's Jordan V. And there is the man after who the Rogan sharpshooters are named, Captain Rogan himself. Now, I know what you're saying. How can an officer... Oh, look at that. And Hobo Hob with a team kill right at the end. Wow. That, ladies and gentlemen, is it for this evening. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed North and South for this week, with a special double appearance by the North and South devs, Hinkle and, of course, Nitek. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. And the thing to mention is if you guys would like to see me play in some of these battles like Napoleonic Wars and also North and South, let me know because, you know, it's a definite possibility. We'll see you next time. Cheers, guys.